This little tip is to remind you that you started running for a reason. Something very personal to you motivated you to put on those shoes and go for a run. And you should be proud of yourself for accomplishing something hard. No one else can do it for you. You may have had people helping you along the way, encouraging you, but you're the one who is out here putting one step in front of the other to finish the race or complete another hard project. So whatever you're doing, you get full credit for doing it. At times, you might doubt yourself, and of course you're going to get a little tired. So when the going gets tough, think about the reason why you started. Why are you out here? Running is always about more than running. So what was your motivation in the first place? Was it simply to get in shape? Did you just feel like running like that movie Forrest Gump? Or did you have something to prove to yourself or to someone else? Was there a darker reason? For this hotline tip, I'd like to make a long-distance running dedication to a runner named Beth, whom I met at the London Marathon in April 2025. And I talked to her for a total of all about 10 minutes during this race. I ran up behind her at about mile 15 by Canary Wharf. She was walking fast, but looking really tired, and her shoulders were a little slumped. When I asked her how she was doing, she poured out a little bit of her heart. She said that she was so over it. She was done. She didn't want to keep running anymore. She signed up for the marathon out of spite, and she just wanted to get it done. Beth reminded me of the actress Jenna Ortega, who was in this Addams Family series called Wednesday on Netflix. Beth is probably in her early 20s, British, just kind of small and cute and a little dark. But maybe that was just probably because I met her on her most darkest, most discouraged moment in life. She just wanted to get this race done. And she said she trained, but she didn't want to be out there anymore. She had nothing left. All the spite, all the anger was just gone. She sounded like she was about to just explode into tears. She wanted to cry so bad and was just holding it in tight, gritting it out to keep moving. And I know what that's like. When you want to cry while you're running, I've cried. I'm sure she did that day. Everyone's probably done it, but it's hard to cry while you're running. You get all sniffly, your nose runs, and you can't breathe. You either have to stop crying or stop running for a little while. So I tried to encourage Beth. Of course she's going to be tired. She just ran 15 miles, for heaven's sakes. Have some sugar. I reminded her that she trained, she put in the work, and no one else could do it for her. But now she's tired and discouraged. She was getting it done. She was more than halfway done. She could walk it in and finish. All she has to do is keep moving forward. Don't stop. She'll finish soon, and no one will ever be able to take this accomplishment away from her. She seemed to perk up a bit, and I ran ahead and thought about why I started running. I started running to prove to myself that I'm healthy. I've always felt like a small little weakling, this sick runt of the family. And running makes me feel strong, especially when I pass some burly-looking dude, because I wouldn't be able to beat that guy in any other sport. And I want to always stay in good enough shape to be able to run a marathon. And I kept running, and finally at mile 17 and a half at the Isle of Dogs, I stopped to go to the bathroom, which took me like 15 minutes because I had to wait in line because it's London and it was like the hugest marathon yet. Guinness Book of World Record breaking, like something like 56,000 people. So there were a ton of people waiting in line. I finally got to the bathroom. And when I came out, surprise, there was Beth next in line. She had caught up to me. I shouted her name, Beth, and gave her a big hug and took a picture. And I told her I was so glad to see her again and really wanted to talk to her, make sure she didn't stop. I was really intrigued by her story. She said she signed up out of spite. Why? Why would someone do that? Well, she said that her ex-boyfriend had entered the lottery for the London Marathon for the last 10 years and still hadn't gotten it. So she entered her name out of spite and got in on the first try. I mean, it happens, people. You can get in on your first try. So Beth wanted to run it out of spite because he couldn't. So she signed up and she trained. And here she was at mile 18, almost to the whale on the wharf, beating herself up because she was tired and discouraged. I mean, she was really facing many challenges that day. I mean, the breakup, I don't know how long ago that was, but obviously it was still fresh on her mind. And the race itself. Sometimes it seems like a race is easier to get through than a breakup. And she had said that all of her spite is gone, all of her anger's gone, everything. She just wanted to be done. It worked. It worked to flush that emotions out of her system. And again, I told her she had what it takes. You have what it takes inside you to rebuild your life and make it better than before. This obstacle is temporary. That guy wasn't right for whatever reason. And use whatever it takes to finish that race. And I wanted her to enjoy it. Whatever crappy things that ex-boyfriend did and said to her, she has the last laugh. I hope he's properly pissed off and jealous that she finished and he did not. But I'm a little conflicted because as a fellow runner, though, I do hope that he finishes the London Marathon someday because it's awesome. I told Beth I was really proud of her for doing it. She may have started out of spite, but she started and she did the training and she can finish. And she did. I looked her up and saw that she finished in about 6.5 hours, a little bit after me, because it was kind of warm that day and I was slow. And I didn't see her again. I was really proud of her. So no matter what your reason for starting, whether it's to get healthy or out of spite, a perverse reason or not, you're the one who's out there doing it, putting in the work. You can complete it on your terms. So think about your why. Why are you doing this? Why are you out here? Why does it make sense in your life at this time to be running this marathon or taking on another challenge? What brought you here? I mean, Beth became unstoppable that day. Even if she never runs again, she is victorious. And I hope that she's enjoying her accomplishments and know that no one can take that victory away from her. She gets all the credit. So thanks, Beth, for being there and sharing that really very vulnerable part of your story with me. And Beth, even though you signed up out of spite, it worked. You did it. You showed that guy. Way to go, girl. I'm Sally Head Dahlquist, host of the podcast Unstoppable Stories That Move. Keep moving forward.